XRP is setting the stage for its next big move, and the signs couldn't be more exciting. In this video, we're diving straight into the charts to uncover some incredibly bullish indicators that are lighting up like a beacon for XRP's future. Get ready for a deep dive into the data as we break down my go-to indicators and highlight why this moment is so critical. Something major just happened, and while not everyone is talking about it, this could be the key to unlocking the next big surge for XRP. Buckle up, this is one you don't want to miss. I want to kick off this video with something crucial happening right now, something I feel many in the XRP community overlook or underestimate. Partly due to the tribalism in the crypto space, but trust me, this is massive. We're talking about one of the most historically bullish signals for XRP, Bitcoin hitting a brand new all-time high. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I don't care about Bitcoin, I don't even invest in it, and that's fine, but here's the thing. Bitcoin's moves are a crystal ball for what XRP is likely to do next. Let's dive into the charts. Right now, Bitcoin sits at an all-time high, which is incredible news. Why? Because XRP tends to follow Bitcoin's lead, only it moves bigger and faster with a slight delay. Bitcoin hit its all-time high in 2021, and not long after, XRP followed suit. History often repeats itself. Bitcoin skyrockets, then XRP catches up. And right now, it seems like we're just waiting for that exact scenario to unfold again. A new Bitcoin all-time high is incredibly bullish. We've moved past the fear of another bear market. What we saw was just a natural correction on the way up. It's exciting to see Bitcoin leading the charge because historically that signals XRP is next in line. This time, though, the stage is clear. No looming Ripple SEC case or other baggage holding XRP back. It's setting up to be a phenomenal run, and it feels like we're just getting started. XRP is perfectly positioned to cement itself as one of the most influential cryptocurrencies in the market, with Ripple making big moves like partnerships with Hidden Road and potentially even Circle. The demand for XRP is set to skyrocket. It's undeniable. Right now, XRP is holding steady at a critical level, exactly as predicted. The $2.00 range seemed shaky for a moment, but XRP has maintained its ground and is now reinforcing its support. This is a key moment for XRP, especially as it consolidates near the $2.25 mark, a crucial level to watch. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is making waves, seemingly leading the charge and breaking through barriers. It feels like XRP is gearing up to follow suit, solidifying its position as a major player in the crypto space. XRP is like a slingshot being pulled back further and further, coiled tightly on support, just waiting for that explosive release to catch up to Bitcoin. It's a familiar pattern, one we've seen time and time again. Everything is aligning perfectly. We've analyzed this chart endlessly, and it mirrors 2017 almost to the dot, right? Where XRP consolidated before its massive move. Back then, it hovered around its previous spike, just like it's doing now, after hitting $2.50 in 2022. It's almost eerie how well this is playing out. But hey, history doesn't always repeat itself, or does it? I'm not totally sold on the idea that these market cycles will just keep repeating themselves endlessly. At some point, I think we're in for a massive shakeup, one that forces people to abandon the assumption that history will always repeat. That said, there's no denying that right now we're following the usual patterns and things are looking incredibly promising for XRP's position in the market. But that's not all. There's something even more intriguing brewing. It seems like XRP to Bitcoin is forming a solid bottoming structure. We're sitting right at the bottom of this key zone that's held steady for the last couple of months. In my view, this level is primed to hold, and we're likely about to see XRP to Bitcoin bottom out here and start climbing. And here's the kicker. XRP could be gearing up for a significant spike against Bitcoin. And when that happens, it might just sync perfectly with Bitcoin's upward momentum, giving XRP the chance to close the gap and make its move. Everything is falling into place perfectly. XRP is sitting right at support, wrapping up this consolidation phase, eerily similar to where it consolidated back in 2017. We've dissected that chart countless times before, so no need to rehash it again. Instead, let's shift focus to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been riding a steady uptrend since 2022, grinding higher within this relentless channel, but let's be real, it can't stay in this pattern forever. A breakdown is inevitable, and the fact that it's held on for so long only strengthens the case that a major shakeup is just around the corner. All the signs are pointing in the same direction. This market is primed to ignite, and when it does, it's going to be massive. Bitcoin is reaching a critical point, the same stage where many other cryptocurrencies start making big moves. It's sitting right in the middle of a long-term channel, and in my view, poised to break out. If you take a look at the long-term Bitcoin dominance chart, a clear pattern emerges. Bitcoin experiences massive crashes, then recovers only to crash again before another recovery. I believe we're on the verge of the next big dip in this cycle. Meanwhile, the adoption of cryptocurrency tech by major financial institutions is picking up speed. Funny enough, I was just in a Twitter space chatting with some Bitcoin enthusiasts about this topic. It's fascinating. They're struggling to fully grasp the scope of institutional adoption. Everyone's buzzing with confidence that banks and financial institutions will embrace stablecoins. But here's the kicker. They haven't quite grasped the fact that you can't just slap a stablecoin onto Bitcoin, right? They're all hyped saying stablecoins will be massive, banks will adopt them, it's the future. Yet they're missing a critical piece of the puzzle. Stablecoins need a network to exist. And guess what? There's no stablecoin network. Instead, they're issued on platforms like Ethereum, Solana, and the XRP ledger. Honestly, with Circle's recent acquisition, I'm convinced the XRP ledger is primed to become a central hub for stablecoins. As banks start tokenizing deposits and assets on decentralized ledgers, the native token of these networks becomes the key source of liquidity. For the XRP ledger, that's XRP, positioned as the native liquidity powerhouse for billions of dollars flowing across the network, banks and financial institutions are pouring more value into these systems, and it's only logical that the native decentralized assets powering these chains will rise in value. Whether it's driven by speculation or real-world utility, doesn't really matter. The result is the same. This shift is bound to chip away at Bitcoin's dominance over time. For years, Bitcoin was the star of the show, the center of attention in the crypto market. But now, with traditional finance diving deeper into blockchain adoption, the landscape is evolving. This doesn't mean Bitcoin's price has to drop. It simply means its dominance will steadily decline as the market diversifies and other assets claim their share of the spotlight. Bitcoin dominance is slowly declining, and I see it leveling out around 10% for the long haul, but that doesn't mean other networks are sitting idle. Even the most diehard Bitcoin maxis can't ignore the rise of tokenized assets and deposits. It's happening, and it's unstoppable. Why? Because the technology is simply better. Nobody wants to deal with outdated wires or clunky ACH transfers anymore. People just want value to transfer instantly and be ready to use. But stablecoins alone can't make this happen. They need decentralized networks, crypto rails like the ones XRP powers with its role as native liquidity. One of the first questions I got was, do you think it's strange that Ripple is moving away from XRP? Let me be clear. Anyone asking this doesn't understand Ripple's vision. A stablecoin isn't abandoning XRP, it's enhancing it. A stablecoin built on the XRP ledger increases XRP's utility. Think about it. Decentralized neutral liquidity is pointless if there's nothing driving its usefulness. Stablecoins are the fuel that powers the XRP ledger, unlocking its true potential. They bring value, amplify XRP's purpose, and solidify that decentralized, untouchable liquidity that no one can take away. The financial system today has a powerful, often overlooked tool. To claim it competes with the XRP ledger shows a misunderstanding of how this technology truly works. Here's the thing, most people in crypto don't really get it yet. They lump it all together, Bitcoin, stable coins, you name it, but they haven't connected the dots. Stable coins can't run on Bitcoin. They need something else. And here's the kicker. The very networks they dismissed as useless are the ones supporting the stable coins they rely on. It flips their entire perspective upside down. Eventually, they'll come to see the bigger picture. These networks aren't just useful, they're game-changing. It's so much more than just collecting digital collectibles. Cryptocurrency brings incredible utility, revolutionizing the outdated interbanking system and paving the way for the future of finance. The big players will only start to grasp this after the surge in value becomes impossible to ignore. They'll see it splashed across mainstream headlines, a reality staring them down. Until then, their lack of vision and understanding of the tech keeps them in the dark. It's fascinating, almost like watching a thought experiment unfold in real time. The charts are aligning flawlessly and everything looks incredible right now. Bitcoin just hit an all-time high and I'm celebrating. This is a huge deal for XRP. Let's be real, XRP wouldn't be pushing higher without Bitcoin paving the way. At this point, it's just a matter of waiting, as always, for the rest of the market to catch up. And for anyone wondering, what if XRP doesn't follow suit? Let me remind you, XRP managed to surge past Bitcoin's yearly gains in the middle of the Ripple SEC case. If it could do it then, it can absolutely do it again. Thanks for tuning in.